My dance journey started in Dallas, Texas, where I'm from, when I was 3. So, I mean, I've been dancing my whole life. So I danced all different styles growing up: jazz, tap, modern, and then as I got older, I started doing like flamenco and just different, totally different styles of dance that I really found to be helpful when I was introduced to the Bob Fosse style. So Bob Fosse style came into my life from a wonderful woman who you know as well, and the company is very familiar with, Miss Annie Ranking. And so through her, I got to know the Fosse style. And Miss Ranking took me under her wing, and then I became her assistant. And so I came to know American Midwest Ballet through Miss Ranking. And so she brought me to set a piece in, I think it was 2016 for the company. And yeah, we had the best time because AMB has such also a diverse palette as a dancer. They're able to tap into jazz and ballet and tap, and they do everything.
Getting the opportunity now to work with Dilise again was such an incredible gift. I'm so grateful. I was so looking forward to it as well. She's such an incredible person and has this energy, just like Anne Ranking, that pushes you to want to be a better version of yourself and a better dancer.
As a ballet dancer, we are always trained to be pulled up, pulled back in our shoulders, lifted through our core, always trying to grow taller. And in a lot of Fosse style, it's a little bit of the opposite of what we do in our day-to-day classically trained life.
Bob Fosse, even though he was classically trained, his structure as a person was more hunched over, like turned in, a little bit pigeon-toed, and so, but he used those elements in his structural makeup to actually inform his movement. He just, when he did his, when he started choreographing and moving, his body took shapes that maybe someone else's needed to actually make it look like that. But he was just dancing organically. And then from that organic place, kind of like developed a style that is so iconic to this day. And the part that sometimes is hard to bring out of a classically trained dancer that's so used to everything being very, very precise and lifted is to like, for them to allow themselves to get like down and dirty, like from them to go to there, is sometimes it's a learning curve. Mr. Fosse's work was so driven by the music. I mean, he created every step in his repertoire is like to the music. And maybe it's to the hi-hat that's way back in the mix, but he heard it and he would create to every little breath of the music. So, so then you add the element of having live music, and especially with a number like Sing, Sing, Sing. I mean, you've got the score of Benny Goodman's Sing, 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 which is so iconic. Everybody loves that, and they can't help but move their body and want to dance with you when they hear that music. So he took this iconic piece of music and, set it in this lavish like jazz club in the 20s. And, people were dancing and jazzing. It was hot. And so to have the live music on top, like to add to that element and that atmosphere, that feeling is really spectacular. I'm really excited that the company is going to have live music and they're going to be on stage with them, which is going to be even more exciting because the piece was created that way, where the band's on stage. So the dancers can really feel like how this piece was created to be in a club, not at 8 p.m., but like at 2 or 3 a.m. Like this is like the time we're dancing, and the atmosphere, the scene that we're setting for Sing, Sing, Sing. So it's exciting and it's sexy. It's exhilarating. It's joyful. It's freedom, and they get to do that in this number. They get to just let loose and have so much fun, and then have trumpets and horns like blasting right there on stage with them so they can feel it. The music's just right there with them. This is a very important element to add. So I'm so grateful that we're going to have a live orchestra for this.